Hello, and welcome back to the next episode of
Controversial Takes. Oh wait,
Pokemon as Sims.
sorry, wrong show.
This episode is Dea as Dea, who is a shaman.
As Dea, who is Dea starred as Dea.
Named after the Gracidea flower that she was supposed to be holding when we found her, but we cannot find in the whole game.
I don't even know if it's guaranteed when you catch Shaman that it must.
I feel like you said it was.
It has to be, because otherwise it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. So this video is only based off of one of her normal form, because she literally doesn't have the flower in our game, so she only has one look. Lots of green, lots of flowers, all that good stuff. She's a magician, because she uses razor leaf a lot and a lot of magical spells.
No, it's magical leaf. That's what it's
Magic
called.
leaf, yeah. Like I said, she has a lot of magic powers and stuff.
She's a legendary, so yeah, have fun with it.
They. Dea doesn't have pronouns, but she's kind of a she. Okay, we're back. I don't really know what happened there, but our voice recording shut down. But now we're back. We're talking about Dea Shaman.
Dea Shaman.
Dea Shaman and her Gracidea flower, and the fact that we cannot get her Gracidea flower, so she is just her land form.
Spoiler, we will never probably be able to get it. Like, that's
sad.
There's way too many items in this game.
Yeah, that's fair.
We're never gonna probably get it. If we do, I would eat my word. I'll eat a sock live. I'll videotape me eating a sock.
He's not eating a sock.
Because there's no way. Eat my shorts.
Yeah. This is the sim that finally makes me break down, and I do the cheat to go around to unlock all of the career CAS items, because there were these very specific earrings I wanted. You'll see them pop up later.
Longer, folks. It's gonna be even longer.
Oh, and then we were talking about Dea's gender, because in The Sims you have to be either male or female.
Yes.
So fives, we chose to represent fives as a male, so we did the flip and represented Dea as a female. Yeah.
Because they like to make legendaries in the games, not like
not gendered, which is fine.
Which makes sense because they've existed forever and they don't. I'm assuming reproduce.
But yeah,
being a god and all that.
Wanted a lot of the flowery clothes and things for Dea, and she has that flower on her, and she kind of looks like grassy moss. So we went with female for Dea, and then flipped that with male for fives, and he's very edgy and sharp, so it kind of worked. Yeah.
I think Lugia is sharp. I'm like, no, wait till you look at something like Garchomp. That's a sharp-looking Pokemon, or Pinsir, Scyther. Like, these are Pokemon. Those are Pokemon that's edgy and sharp, pokey-looking.
Well, not
Bisharp, literally Bisharp. There's a Pokemon named Bisharp. That's sharp.
Yeah, well, not necessarily sharp, pointy, but sharp, there's a lot of hard lines, a lot of definition, a lot of, sharp angles, not, where Dea is, a lot more round, if that makes sense. Her lines are rounded. She has, the round little things on the tufts of grass. This dress is perfect for her, by the way. Prove me wrong. So this one's also very fun.
I'm tired. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gross day out. You're very lucky you don't have face cam, because
it's just raining gross.
Mm-hmm. The lighting right now is just messing with my eyes and my head. Those earrings. That's when I decide that I need to find the other earrings, because I'm like, those are cute, but I need more variation, and there are other ones that I know of that I just have to go find. And then I take a brief pause in filming the video to check out all of the career unlockables, and oh my gosh, there's a lot of them. And I just want there to be an easy way to get at them. The Sims.
Yeah, they want you to unlock them.
EA, don't make me play the game. Gosh, everybody knows that I don't actually play.
They let you cheat them out.
You can't type in a cheat code. The only way to get them is you actually have to download a sim into the family that has the specific unlock for what you're looking for, and then you can delete them from the family, and it's unlocked for the family.
I
But
guarantee you there's a command tool you can use to unlock them.
there's not. There's, like, you can unlock the Nifty Knitting Clothes and the Batu Clothes with a cheat. But those are, like, the only two. I think you might be able to do it now for the paranormal. They're moving into a lot more of, they're visible in CAS. You just have to put in a cheat to unlock them, which I would rather have. That's fine with me. I just hate the ones that are, like, they're not even visible in CAS, and there's no cheat to unlock them. It's very annoying. But you know, it is what it is. At least there's a kind of workaround.
I'm a huge proponent of developers letting you have access to the command console in a game, so you can debug your game yourself, but also just like, if you're like, I really like hate making it to the end of the game and losing and having to like some games where you have to restart. I'd love to just be able to, like, you know, input a command to jump me there again.
I mean, The Sims is pretty good. They have a lot of cheats. I just don't know why they don't have... They have, like, almost no CAS cheats, and I feel like they need to let you into there.
Like strategy game stuff, making, like, fun challenges for yourself, or, like, like even, like, the Pokemon randomizers and stuff. But I like the idea of, like, you know, like, oh, I'm going to play Crusader Kings, but I'm going to load me in to, like, a really small country, but I'm gonna, like, start off with a bunch of gold. I just have tons of gold. No physical power. I want to see how far I can get with just a bunch of money.
Yeah, it's fun though. But Noah, do you want to tell the class what you were telling me about people with their Pokemon games?
Oh, I was discussing with Alexis. There's some people make ROM hacks where the Pokemon are all reskinned to be like anime girls. So like when you send them out, it's like anime girls. I just don't get it. I don't get that.
Yeah, it sounds very interesting.
I'm sure some people really enjoy that, or they're like, yeah, like, don't get me wrong, anime girls are cute and all that shit, kawaii, whatever. Like, I get it, but I'm like, I don't get the point. And I guess maybe the point is it doesn't change any content. It's just like, oh, I just want an entire reskin. Some people might have some weird, darker thoughts about the whole concept. But
makes it a little fresh, but yeah.
Yeah, it makes it a little fresh. I don't know.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. It can be kind of weird sometimes.
So this challenge to me, like all of these, it just makes you think of that, and I'm like, I don't get it. I'm just like, I don't get it.
I don't know. This one's kind of... We're just doing inspired by...
No, I know.
Yeah, it's, you know, fun. See how it goes. But yeah, I thought that was a very interesting factoid. Although I don't put it past people, to be honest.
I think it's all
fairly believable.
I'm sure some of it is very innocent-hearted, but I'm sure some of it is very delinquent. Given some of the things I've seen
to be fair,
on the internet.
The internet is a very interesting place.
It's interesting, alright. But yeah, I was just telling Alexis how there's ROM hacks where, like, instead of like let's say instead of randomizing the run, I could just go download a ROM where it's, yeah, you're playing Fire Red entirely. It's just all of the sprites have been changed. And usually the sprites have all been changed for base game only. So like, let's say if you then randomized it, like the Rayquaza would still be Rayquaza because it wasn't originally in that game, and they didn't make models for everything that you weren't gonna come across. They're like, oh yeah, they might have not even done the whole Pokedex, because so how Pokemon games works is there's usually at least 2 at a time where you can only have access to a certain amount of the Pokedex where the Pokemon, you can't actually get them all unless you get the other game, and you can trade. It enforced you to have friends.
It forced you to have friends.
Or have 2 Game Boys.
How terrible. It forced you to have friends. Who do these people think they are? Who do they think their customer base is?
I had a shitty friend who then I imported. He had like Coliseums. He's like, I need your Pokemon to help me beat this Coliseum fight because I can't win. So I had him trade my Pokemon from my Game Boy onto his game. And then he's like, oh, I guess I can't give them back because it doesn't reverse. I was so mad. I was like, this is the opposite of how this should work.
Yeah.
I was like, if I help you and I get literally, it's also like I don't get a trade in return. I get nothing.
What?
Yes.
How does that work?
It's you just import Pokemon onto there. It was supposed to be a way for like it's a supplement. So console Pokemon games are weird. They were like not fleshed out in the same way as like the game you're playing.
Yeah.
It's much more like, I don't want to say gimmicky, but it's like, oh look, cool, the Pokemon are like 3D and like you see them bob around and like you battle. It's more, it's not, there's no gym battling in any of them. It's just like constant, you just do fights, almost like RNG, but not really. And so like part of the fun was like, oh, you could import if you have like Ruby, Sapphire, or like Fire Red, Leaf Green, you could import your Pokemon onto Colosseum. Now they say import, not trade, and you cannot trade them back. So once they go on, you don't get them back. So, mind you, he must have known this because I knew he had several of these games. He definitely just conned me to get some of my Pokemon. But to be fair, I had also farmed a bunch of like fossil Pokemon. So he was like, "Can I have one of your like Aerodactyls or something?" And so I gave him one, and I gave him like my first one. So it was like level 55 or something. He's like, "I need something that's strong." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I gave him a 55 Aerodactyl, and he's like, "Oh, you know I can't trade them back, right?" And I'm like, "Thanks, thanks, Jacob. What a friend."
Wow.
It's fine. It's okay. And then I remember both of us buying, oh God, we played so much Pokemon together. Anyway, it was a good time. But yes, so that ROM hack would literally just be the ROM, to bring the long story back to the ROM hack things. So if you were to go on a computer to certain sites where swashbuckling and cannons and black sails are aloft, you may be able to find some of these hacked game ROMs to play with your virtual consoles.
Yeah, but very fun. So, in summary, had Dea, she's a magician. She loves the outdoors because obviously, look at her. I made her a music lover because that was kind of fun. She does a lot of little music when I talk to her, and she's a child of the islands. We did a lot of really cool jewelry with her just because I finally had access to everything, and I was like, oh my god, all of these work. And then lots of just kind of fun boho-y, flower and cactus dresses and things, lots of pinks and greens and all that fun kind of stuff. But really, that's the most important part about the video that we're watching. Otherwise, you guys saw. But I just thought some of that stuff that Noah was mentioning to me before was really interesting, so I figured we could talk about that here and give a little extra context. The Sakura coat. It's so cool. So, anyway, have a nice night, guys. See you next time.